remember that they're changing my voice. Some people might say that I put things in a way that's cruel, but their actions, which speak louder than words, are done in a way that's cruel. Just because my words are the words of the Son of God and my actions, okay, speak louder, my words speak louder than their actions, doesn't mean that they're not hypocrites. If you acknowledge I'm the Son of God and that's why it hurts, then why don't you obey me? And if you don't acknowledge it, then they're just words. You hypocrites, don't you see when these rich people, these rich perverted Westerners, go to your countries, the Philippines, Thailand, Mexico, Puerto Rico, South Africa, wherever the hell they go, and they exploit you, that you throw the righteous person under the bus. And these people are willing to massacre all these people, drug them, do all these things just to get you. And they just use you for erotic desire, which is like child's play compared to making love. And everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. How much more does the righteous man desire you? So you throw him way under the bus. And then you lead your family members to do the same. How often do I see people from other countries, and this country as well, where they'll start to whore people, they'll start to whore themselves to the state, to the rich, to the cults, what have you, to the military, the police, you name it, any group you can think of, corporations, gangs. And then their family members take on that culture. Some of these groups, make lots of money. Indians make lots of money on average. Filipinos are said to make lots of money on average. Lots of money is going back to their homeland. They're not some of the most destitute places in the world in many ways, especially when we're talking about their sub-communities. Why? Because lots of money is going back to them. And that creates opportunity for their neighbors too. If you're getting lots of money from America, and you really care about your neighbors, and you're not a cold-hearted worm, you're not going to buy some fancy coat and car and this. You're going to buy just what you need, and you're going to help your neighbors, right? And if you don't, then fuck are they throwing the righteous guy under the bus for when they shouldn't throw him under the bus no matter what? Fuck are they throwing him under the bus for? For their greedy family members who don't help their neighbors? It's fucking retarded. They're better off executing those family members themselves than throwing the righteous man under the bus, especially if he's Jesus, so he can send them money so they can act like greedy Western dogs. Now, fucking retarded you'd have to be not to understand that I'm right. But the bottom line is I'm Christ. Matthew 10. How many of them go to church and pretend to serve God? They never heard the part that whoever loves their son or daughter or their family member more than me is not worthy of me? Whoever doesn't pick up their cross and follow me is not worthy? So the first sign that the oppressor says that he'll target you or give you a parking ticket or some shit, you're like, I can't take the anguish. It's fucking retarded. Doesn't matter if you're in the CIA. If you're in the CIA, the first thing you should say is, fuck you to them. Why? Because you should have been trained to not be a bitch. All of them basically failed to be adults. But they've gone through some training and difficulty that should make it easy for them to tell corrupt dogs like the CIA to go fuck off, that they're going to serve Jesus. But will they do that? No. Because the inside of the cup and dish is a dirty, dirty, filthy whore with no respect for God whatsoever, who'd rather elevate their greedy family members and hand them over to the devil than risk a hair on their head being harmed. That is completely bitch. When you join a military-related group like the CIA, or what may as well be like the FBI, right? Central Intelligence. Connected to all the intelligence agencies. So the military, the police, and all the intelligence agencies may as well be the military. And you fear doing what is right. What kind of a military institution or institutions like the law enforcement and intelligence are not producing troops who are willing to risk their families? Motherfuckers go to war, like in, say, the IDF in Israel, in a corrupt war. If they die, who's going to be there for their families? They're risking them to some degree. You motherfuckers risk your family members to bring them to the fucking devil like a sniveling, perverted Weinstein worm? But you wouldn't dream of rallying to me? If Jacob, he loved Esau, he hated, how much more a Babylonian dog that would only risk their family to make sure they're fucking evil? Okay, so despite all the covert drugging and sabotage I'm sure you can all see that this stuff is best said by me while I'm angry. That is the true way that Scripture is meant to be said at this time and meant to be explored by me alone when I'm angry. When I'm angry. And people are supposed to rally to me. And of course, at times when I speak in a soft voice. They confuse that by trying to make it sound annoying at times, but if you've been paying attention, you see that I'm right. Now, some people might say, as completely evil worms, they might say, what about them? Well, you have no case. And you won't make your case publicly. If you won't make your case publicly, because a bunch of pedos, child molesters and their allies, will punish you if you do, and that's keeping you from doing that, then you're not a man. You didn't take the over my dead body stance. Which means you're not a man. A man stands on his own 10 toes, and on some issues, it's over his dead body. Which means you don't deserve an attractive woman. You are capable of making up your mind to be a man and rally and obey God through me. But you decided not to do that. And God forbids you to have an attractive female. He forbids you from reproducing. And what kind of a dumbass has children in rebellion against God? You know how dumb you'd have to be. And again, the verdict is final. People who don't know who I am, they're fucked. And woe to them who kept my presence on this planet covered up. Those people's ancestors had thrown them off a cliff as children, so to speak. Every generation. Just like if they had thrown their ancestor who was more, their forefathers who are more closely related to them, right, who are less far back in the past, over the cliff, that would be it. They wouldn't be here right now. So in that sense, their ancestors, their great, however many great-grandfathers, threw them off that cliff. That is the decision they made on behalf of their offspring by coming into their cultures and going wherever they went. And the people who have a similar decision that they had, who are making a similar decision that their ancestors made, they decided to cover up my presence in that shared spirit of rebellion, generational rebellion, that ancient serpent spirit. And so therefore, them and their offspring are forbidden to enter through the pearly gates, as they say. You have no one to blame but yourselves and your ancestors. And your despicable inability to hate the cultures of rebellion that have come between you and God. And between you and me. That have me facing you. Instead of you standing with me, I'm facing you as my enemy. Should hate yourselves and your ancestors 100%.